So this is my take again, and this is a hot take. Um, I want to speak about my club for a little bit. There's so many things that are being said about Arsenal, and I've always known about this. And please, I'm not crying about anything. This is purely just an observation of how rival fans and mainstream media and big fan YouTube channels banter Arsenal and how they come against Arsenal. And rightly so, because the reason is Arsenal have not won a major trophy in the last 21 years. Now, Liverpool have won the Premier League in 2019-2020 after 30 years. There was a lot of banter before that. However, in the Klopp's era, less banter has appeared, and I'm not a TikTok per se content creator. I'm more on the YouTube and an X, so that is where I'm more active on, and I'm going to refer to YouTube fan channels most likely than TikTok. A lot of rival fans stopped the banter because it was not so evident as such, and more so on Arsenal as well. And then when Arteta took over, there was so many things being said about him. He's a trainee manager, he doesn't have experience, he will not take Arsenal over the line, etc., etc., etc. Over the last 3 years, we ended up second in the title challenge. The 1 year that's been said we bottled it, and it's fine. I will accept all those things. But what I won't accept is still the negativity on Arsenal. And the reason of the fact that people banter Arsenal is because they didn't win anything. That is so boring now. There's no new evidence to suggest that the banter on Arsenal is relevant. It's irrelevant. Because for the last 20 odd years, we've heard that we didn't win a Premier League. And for the lifetime that I've been watching Arsenal, we have not won a Champions League in the Champions League era. And for me, that is okay. I've been supporting Arsenal for more than 2 decades now. And I've probably supported them until I'm not anymore. But the negativity around Arsenal now is the league is theirs to lose after 9 games. A month ago, Liverpool were 5 points clear, and everybody said Liverpool is the favourites to win it. It changed hectically, and now Arsenal is the favourites. And now the narrative is it is theirs to lose. So question is, was it theirs to lose a month ago, Liverpool? So you can't make the argument in 9 games in and think and create a narrative that Arsenal is going to bottle the league. For argument's sake, we either draw or lose against Burnley this coming weekend. And then everybody would say, you see, I told you so. The elephant will come off the tree. It's no longer on top of the tree, or whatever else narrative they will push. because that is unfortunately how fans, rival fans, even Arsenal fans, the Arteta out fans, will push that narrative. Mainstream media will push that narrative, and also the big, huge fan channels on YouTube will push that narrative. And you know what? That is unfair criticism, because the league has never been won yet. 9 games in, there's still 29 games to play, and there's a lot of football to play, and a lot of things can happen. Arsenal can go on a drawing or losing run. Liverpool can go on a winning run. City can go on a winning run. United can go on a winning run, because they are on that path now, 3 games in a row. So nobody can say the team who's leading now will win the league. However, the evidence they use, or the evidence they use for Arsenal to win the league, or rather to be favourites to win the league, is because the defensive security conceded 3 goals in the last 13 games, all competitions. Had one shot on target in the entire month of October. So they have to win the league now. That's not how football works, and that is a very, very lazy analysis of a football game or a football league. As we know, the Premier League has got so much surprises, and we can't afford to have our heads turned by the people who create these narratives, i.e. the mainstream media and the pundits, ex-players, and to be fair, they have been rivals of Arsenal while they were playing as well. So creating narratives to suggest that Arsenal have to lose, it's theirs to lose from here. The Chelsea ex-player has been very, very vocal about it. United former players, Liverpool former players, pundits that has played in Europe or wherever in the world, they've been saying it is Arsenal's to lose. Why can't we say this league is Arsenal's to win? It's there for the taking. Let's change the narrative to a more fair narrative, because the title contenders, the title race is not off yet. Depending what's going to happen in the next couple of games up until Christmas, then we will see where Arsenal is, where Liverpool is, City is, the likes of United in good form currently, Spurs is coming up, Bournemouth even, Sunderland is in the conversation, although they don't have the squads to really contend. However, until the mid-season, then we can start looking at who's possibly going to win the league. And that is just my hot take on this whole scenario, because Arsenal is their league to lose. No, the league is there for the taking currently, and it's rightfully that we as fans have to back our club. I mean, if it's a Liverpool fan that's going to be open-minded about whatever lies ahead and not blindly predict that the team is going to win, although we all want our teams to win, you can't predict blindly that will happen, or even if the evidence suggests that it can happen currently. That is not carved in stone as it is, because we have to understand and purely make our analysis and our predictions based on what every game gives you. And then we're on the set pieces, long throws, penalties, scoring goals with your penis, with your hip, with your bud, with your butt. And those are the narratives that have been created. Arsenal is so negative, so defensive, and they are boring to watch. The fact remains is, my brother, my sister, the games are being won, irrespective how you score goals. If Arsenal had to lose games and play beautiful football, that would also be a narrative. Look there, they are still so soft. They can't win games, they're losing games, although they're playing beautiful football and all that sort of thing. And now the narrative has been reversed. They're playing boring football, but yet they're scoring goals. And the aim of the game is to score goals, and the aim of the league is to win the league. And that is why players play football. The systems and the methods of what the coaches and managers are using is irrelevant to the output of the actual goal. You want to win games and you want to win a league. You're competing to win a league. You're competing to win a cup. So however you do it is irrelevant to how fans sees the game as played, because now everybody's on this bandwagon. Arsenal is playing boring football. We grew up with Arsenal being a soft team. They're playing beautiful football under Wenger, and in the beginning of Arteta, they're playing very, very nice football, fluid football, smooth football, passes fast here and there. Now they're more defensive. And let me tell you this: how do we get in the final third of the other team, of the opposing team? Is by attacking them. So how can we be more defensive? We're keeping the ball, yes, and we're on the front foot, and then we get a penalty, or we get a free kick, or we get a corner, and that is by being on the front foot, by attacking. It's just every team comes to Arsenal or play against Arsenal in a mid to low block. Because if they're going to open up like Atletico Madrid did, like City last season did, like Real Madrid did, if you're going to open up to Arsenal, now currently, we're going to score goals. If you're going to sit back, we're going to find a way to get a set piece, a long throw, or a corner, and we're going to try and score a goal that way, because whichever way you're going to come at Arsenal at this current point is going to result in a goal, perhaps, or most likely going to result in a goal, because that is unfortunately for the rival fans and the people that don't want Arsenal to win, is going to be so much so a pain in the ass, if I may say that. So put on your big boy pants and accept that Arsenal is scoring goals, whether it's 1-0. George Graham was in the stands on the other day, and he was loving the 1-0, the song, the rants, and the fans have sung 1-0 to the Arsenal, 1-0 to the Arsenal. So those are the things that the Arsenal fans and the history of the heritage of Arsenal in the George Graham era, even in the Wenger era, even now in Arteta's era, they're always going to be that's going to remind us where our heritage are, what we have done in the past, and how we're going to do it now and in the future. And that has got nothing to do with those people that want Arsenal to play the way they want to. And that's just a fact. So Arsenal fans, whether you're Arteta in or you're Arteta out, support your team, because they are currently in a run of how they grind out a win. A 1-0 win to Arsenal gives you more points on the board than a 1-1 or a 0-0, or a 5-0 defeat, or 2-0 defeat, or whatever the case may be. As long as we win, and as long as we keep clean sheets, and as long as we do it well as we currently are, we will climb the ladder, we will climb the tree, and we will get to our goal, as long as we just concentrate on this game ahead of us. Currently, this game tonight is the Carabao Cup against Brighton, and that is our focus tonight. We're not thinking of Burnley over the weekend, we're thinking of Brighton tonight. And that is how we, as fans, have to support the team, because they are looking at it that way. They are not thinking of 29 games ahead in the league. They're not thinking of the FA Cup coming. They're not thinking of the UEFA League away game to Sparta Prague. We are thinking now of the current game that we're training for tonight, preparing for tonight. And that is what we as fans have to support them with. It's pointless we're going to go on a rant and say, you're playing boring football, but we're getting the points and we're celebrating end of the season should we win the league or win a cup or whatever, then we're going to celebrate, no matter how we got there. So stop crying about football to be played in a good manner, like smooth and liquid football. No. Support the team in whichever way they do it. If they're going to score a set-piece goal tonight, so be it. If they're going to score open play goals tonight, and that is fine. If they're going to score a penalty, that's fine. If Joker is going to score with his penis, that is fine. The ball is over in the net, and that is how you're going to win games. So stop being a bloody baby about it, and support your team. And that's all I have to say. That's a hot take.